Hi guys, I'm Suzanne from A Grain of Sand. Today we're going to show you how to make this fabulous new pair of earrings designed by Maggie Roshak. We're calling them the Boujee Boho Chic earrings. And as you can see, we've actually blown up a picture of them, and we have some beautiful examples in different colorways. We're going to be offering this as a kit in a kit box like this. Here's the materials that you're going to need to complete these earrings. We're using all quality materials in this kit. You will get some etched dagger beads, some etched two-hole cabochons for embellishment. You'll also get the fabulous O bead. These are made in Czechoslovakia. Some of our custom Czechoslovakian bugle beads, some Japanese 15 O's, and then some Japanese size 10 twisted seed beads. You'll also get a pair of wire guardians to match your earrings, and you'll also get some slipless ear wires in either sterling silver or gold filled to match whichever colorway you choose in your kit. Besides the kit, you'll also need a good pair of ear scissors, and you'll also need a size 11 beading needle. We really highly recommend the tulip beading needle for this project. You'll get through the project in a snap with the tulip. Size 11 is the best size. The 10s tend to be a little bit too large to go through the 15 O's. So it's seed bead. So if you can get a size 11, that would be best. You'll also need some fire line, and we prefer that you use it on the roll. We're going to teach you a technique of working off the spool, but you'll need a 6-pound in either smoke or black. Okay, so let's get started. I have threaded my needle on my fire line, and I've taken about a big wingspan, a little bit over a yard's length, but I'm going to leave it on the spool as I'm working. So we're going to take our bugle beads, and you're going to use 11 bugle beads total for this. I'm going to take 2 bugle beads and string them. You see I have 2 on my thread, and I'm going to make a circle with it and keep it about here. Put my spool over to the side. I'm going to go back through the first bead, through one bead. I'm going to pull that nice and tight. And this is the beginnings of ladder stitch. So now I'm going to go back through the first bead, and I'm going to add another bugle bead, and then go through that bugle bead the other way. This way, you're going to see I'm going to end up with what they call ladder stitch. Pull that tight and go back through that bead. And I'm going to keep adding them. Notice that your tail is going to be coming out when you finish on the opposite side of your working thread with your needle. And you will continue in this fashion for 11 until you have 11 bugle beads in one row. Just pull it tightly. Okay, now I have my 11 beads in ladder stitch, And I'm going to pick up 2 of my twisted size 10-0 bugle beads. I'm going to count to the third, between the second and the third bead is a bridge. And I'm going to go under that bridge with my 2 beads. And then you can see they're not standing so straight. So I'm going to go back up under my first bead, through my first bead. I'm going to try and pull that. And it's still not real tight. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go down through my first, go back under that bridge right underneath that bead between the second and third bead. I'm going to go around one more time. This is a little trick that Maggie showed us so that we get a nice tall bead. And go back under the bridge and then come back up. And that will give us a nice flat row of beads for our brick, to start off our brick stitch. I'm going to put another bead on my needle. I'm going to go through the very next bridge between bead number 3 and 4. Pull that up. Now I'm going to go back up through the same exact bead. It gets tricky when you do this because you never really know if you're going to end up pulling the bead off. But if you keep this tail tight, you usually will be able to find your way through that bead without pulling the bead off. I'm going to pull it nice and tight. And we're going to keep going in this fashion. And this will be 10 beads in this row. Underneath each little bridge you will go. You'll get to the end. You had 11 bugle beads and now you have 10 of your twisted seed beads. Beautiful Japanese seed beads that Maggie chose for this project. Really makes the project sparkle and stand out with these quality twisted bugle seed beads. We just keep going here down our brick stitch. Back up. I'm going to go to the end of the row here for you so that you can see how we do the turnaround. See how I'm pulling that one thread a little bit tight, trying not to lose the bead underneath our bridge. It's a basic brick stitch. The nice thing about this project is you can really finish this project in a couple of hours. It's not a highly advanced project. It's very relaxing, and you'll have a really nice pair of earrings at the end of the project. Anyone can do it if they have the patience for beading and brick stitch. I happen to really like brick stitch. Okay, so now we're at the end of our row. I'm going to go back up this one bead. And I'm going to show you how to turn around. Oh, not quite. Last bead popped off. That happens sometimes. I'll put it back on. No big deal. Just try and get it in there correctly. I hope that we've got it. Pull it nice and tight. Now you're going to take it and you're going to turn it over. We're going to go the other way. So we're going to pick up 2 beads. It's hull them a little bit, make sure we've got two nice looking beads. And again, we're going to go 1, 2, 3. We're going to go between the second and third bead. We're going to go between that bridge. So we're going to have 9 beads on this row. And again, we're going to do our turnaround. We're going to come through the first bead that we went through. And in order to get this to lie nicely, we're going to go back down under that bridge and do one more turnaround. So that we've got a nice flat brick stitch, and then we'll come back up. And you keep going. Now you're going to do 10. No, you did 10. I'm sorry. You did 10. Then you're going to do 9, 8, 7, all the way up to 2. Now I've got all of my rows, and when you get to the point where you have 2 of your twisted beads on the row, then we're going to attach the wire guardian that's going to secure our slipless ear wire. So we're going to pick up a 15-0 and put that on, and then we'll go through the wire guardian. We'll actually go through the little loop on the wire guardian and then pick up another 15-0 and go down the size 10 twisted seed bead. I like to go down through this several times. You can go as many times as you can. I think you can probably do it twice or 3 times without a problem. This is where a lot of the weight of the earring is going to be, so you will want to at least do 2 passes. You might even be able to do 3. This is my second pass, and got to get your thread in the loop of the wire guardian so it's nice and tight. I'm going to try for 3. There we go. Doesn't look like it's going to be a problem. Yep. Love that size 11 tulip beading needle. Helps you get through those 15s. Now what you're going to do is you're going to feed your thread down, because you want to get down to here. So I'm going to go down the side, go down each bead on the side until I get down to my bugle bead. And then we're going to start embellishing our triangle here, top part of the bead. And we're going to put our 2-hole etched cabochon beads on the row of bugles in the center of the earring. We just love those etched beads. We're always looking for designs and different things to do with them. Just love this new style bead that's come on the market. So if you've noticed on our website, we have tons of beads that have the etched finish, and we've even made a category for etched glass beads. So now I'm going to go down this bugle bead, and I'm going to pick up a size 15-0. I'm going to pick up my 2-hole cabochon. Now you're going to have to line them up and figure out which ones you want to use in which order. No 2 are exactly alike. That's okay. There's a right way and a wrong way. You want the bead to lie so that you're going to be going in and out and your needle will come down. So you're going to see, now I put it on the wrong way. That's okay. It happens. If you line it up, you will see which way you need to go. And then I'm going to put another 15-0. And then I'm going to go back down that bugle bead, that same bugle bead I came through. I'm going to pull my 2-hole cabochon over. Now we're going to go through the next bead, which is kind of our little spacer bead that cabochon is going to sit on. You're not going to see it, but it's a way for us to get the beads, the needle to the third bugle bead where we need to be. So now I'm down to the third. I'm going to pick up a 15. I'm going to put it through the 2-hole cabochon. I'm going to get another 15. And it's going to go down the third bugle bead there. And that gives it a really nice finished look. Maggie really knows how to do a beautiful design. So we're going to go through this bugle bead next to our 2-hole cabochon, and that's going to be like a spacer bead in between all of these, this row of 2-hole cabochons. So now we're at actually the, did I go to the 4th? We've gone through that. So now we want to go through the 5th because you want one as your spacer. So you're gonna take a 15. Let's line that up. Put another 15 on the end, like so. And we're going to go back through that bugle bead. Keep in mind, you've got one bugle bead that is the space in between. We go up the center. Go down the next one. Now we'll start picking up our 15s for the embellishment on the edges of the 2-hole cabochon. Pick up one more. So you'll see you'll have 4 size 15 O's for each 2-hole cabochon. That bead now. It's our spacer. Pick up a 15. Pick up a cabochon bead. Sometimes these things get a little twisted. Hit another 15 on the end. Through your second. And get through your last one. And you're going to pick up a $15. You'll pick up another one. You've got your three beads on. Now you're going to want to get rid of this thread. So what we're going to do is we're going to go back up the work. We're not going to have to tie any kind of knot. You're going to go back up the work and just go up and down, up and down. Up and down, up and down, up and down. And then you'll cut off the thread once you feel like you've gone up and down the work enough. And just go up and down a few times. And we'll kind of lose our thread in the work. Once you feel as though you've gone up and down enough, you can just cut the thread, and it won't get loose. No glue, no knots, just give it a snip. I think you may want to go up and down more than I did, but go up several times and then just snip off that thread. Nice and tightly. Yeah. And now you're going to take the other thread that was already on here on this side, and you're going to get an arm's length off the spool. This way you don't waste any thread. And now you can get rid of the spool. You'll thread your needle. And we're going to start doing the fringing. So now we're going to work the fringe. You're going to want to use 4 of your twisted bugle beads for your first end. So you're going to do 1 of your twisted, then your 15-0, your twisted, your 15-0, your twisted, your 15-0, and then another twisted. So that's going to give you 4 beads on the end. Then you're going to do 4 of your 15-0s, an O bead, and this is ingenious of Maggie. Then you're going to go through your dagger, and you can choose those how you want to lay those out as well. And then another O bead. This O bead on the end, it helps so that you do not see any thread. A lot of designs you're going to see threads. This one you will not see any threads because the O bead lies up against the dagger nicely. It's not going to expose those threads. Nothing worse than a design that has those exposed threads, so Maggie says, and I agree with her. So now we've put another 4 on the end. We're going to feed our thread our needle up through the twisted beads so that you're going to see your loop. Get it nice and taut. So nice. Now you're going to go back up that bugle bead and come back down the next one. And for this one, this next one, you're going to go up and down in the same fashion, only you're going to add 2 more of these twisted beads. So you'll have 6. The next one after that you'll have 8, then you'll have 10, 12, and 14. And that will be this bead in the center will be the longest, will be 14 of these twisted beads. You'll continue and then go downward. So from 14 you go to 12 to 10 to 8 to 6 to 4, and you'll go up and down these beads. And then when you're done, when you get to the end, you're going to do like we did before. You're going to go up and down, in and out, all of this back work as much as you feel that you've finished making it strong, and then just snip it off. Once you're done, then you're just going to add your wire, your ear wire, and we've given you a nice pair of ear wires. If you just slip that ball up, bend back, you can slip it right in there and you'll have a finished earring. It's that simple. Beautiful. New beads, classic design. You'll be ready to go. And I want to thank Maggie Roshek for showing us this wonderful design. We're going to have this available in kits in 4 colorways at least to begin with, and we may add more down the line. Beautiful design, easy afternoon project. Enjoy that.